Hello, I'm Jacqueline McInnes Wood, and welcome back to my official channel.
Hello, I'm Jacqueline McInnes Wood, and welcome back to my official channel. Man, I am just so exhausted right now. I am running on zero sleep and way too much stale coffee. My eyes are literally burning from staring at this screen for hours. But the deadline is looming. It is hanging right over my head like a dark cloud. And the spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful are just burning a hole in my desk. So here we are. I am just typing furiously to get this out to you guys because the week of March 23 to March 27 is going to be absolutely insane, just completely unhinged. Multiple love lives are getting so messy, and I mean messy, like scorched earth kind of messy. So let's just dive right into the madness. No fancy words today, just the raw facts and my sleep deprived thoughts on all of it, because there is so much to unpack. And I am just going to dump all this unfiltered information right onto the page. So let's start over at Forrester Creations, because that place is basically a war zone right now, but not the corporate kind, the romantic kind. Ivy Forrester is just on another level entirely. She is acting like some kind of mob boss in designer clothes, just sitting there and dictating everyone's lives. And she is actively defending her efforts to drive Will Spencer and Electra Forrester apart. Like, she is proud of it. Like, it is her job. Dylan is there, Melissa Dylan, and she is just listening to this. And Dylan does not think Ivy's interference is right. Obviously, because it is awful. It is cruel. But Ivy just does not care. Not even a little bit. She is completely cold about it. As long as it keeps Electra from being in the wrong romance, which in Ivy's mind is Will, Ivy just hates the idea of them together. And Ivy thinks Electra belongs with someone like RJ Forrester instead. So she is digging her heels in hard. She is refusing to back down or show any remorse. And Dylan is just standing there, grilling Ivy, pushing her on the details, asking the hard questions. Dylan grills Ivy about whether she set Electra and RJ's kiss in motion, because Dylan knows about that kiss. And Ivy is genuinely surprised that Dylan knows about it. But Dylan points out the absolute worst part of that whole situation. Will witnessed the smooch. Will saw them lock lips on the beach. And he was understandably crushed by it, just devastated, watching the girl he loves kissing another guy, a guy he already has tension with. But it's not like Ivy demanded that Electra and RJ lock lips. She didn't force them to do it, but she certainly doesn't mind that it happened. In fact, she is thrilled. She is smug about it. And she feels confident it is going to happen again, because that is her grand plan. Despite Dylan's constant complaints about the manipulation, Ivy just views it as looking out for Electra. Family first, protecting the Forrester legacy from the Spencer drama, and she pushes Dylan to just let it go. Drop it. Move on. Because Ivy is a master manipulator, and she knows exactly what buttons to push with Dylan. If Dylan stays quiet, she can keep growing closer to Will. She can have the man she desperately wants. And that is exactly what Ivy points out. Working her dark magic to keep Dylan from blabbing about her scheme, playing on Dylan's deepest desires and her fears, because Dylan does not want to lose this chance. She was just washing dishes at Il Giardino not long ago. She was struggling, and now she's a receptionist at Forrester Creations, and she has a shot with a rich, handsome guy like Will Spencer. It is a brutal position to be in. Just brutal. To choose between doing the right thing and getting everything you ever wanted. So then we get to Will and Electra. They have another face-off, another tense and heartbreaking confrontation, and it just goes terribly because they are both so hurt. And they are both operating on bad information. Will thinks Electra is moving on with RJ. Electra thinks Will doesn't care because of the broken necklace and the missing letter. But neither of them knows that Ivy stole the letter. Neither of them knows Ivy planted the necklace. So the face-off just ends in more pain. And Will turns to Dylan for comfort in the aftermath. He goes right to her, seeking a shoulder to cry on, seeking someone who isn't causing him pain. And Dylan has this moment, this fleeting, heavy moment where she contemplates coming clean, telling Will everything about Ivy, orchestrating the breakup, exposing the stolen letter, exposing the whole sick plot, but she stops herself. She decides she just can't risk it. If she tells the truth, Will goes right back to Elektra. They reunite, and Dylan is left out in the cold, alone again. So she swallows her guilt. She keeps the secret. She chooses herself over the truth, which is messed up, but also so human. You kind of get why a desperate person would do it, even if it makes you yell at the screen. Meanwhile, Ivy is not stopping her meddling. She is relentless. She gives Elektra a nudge to accept RJ's dinner invite because RJ wants to share a meal with Elektra at the Forrester estate. Just the two of them. A private dinner, very romantic. And Elektra is vulnerable right now. She is hurting from the face-off with Will. So she goes, she accepts the invite, and RJ and Elektra have a lovely evening together. Just a really nice time. It includes a swim, a moonlight swim in the Forrester pool, and selfies. Lots of selfies. Because that is what young people do. They take pictures when they are having fun, and those selfies probably get posted online, straight to social media for the whole world to see. And more importantly, for Will to see, because Will is definitely scrolling, and he sees the pics. He sees the photos of his ex-girlfriend looking amazing and happy and wet from the pool with RJ Forrester. And it breaks him. It is the final blow. The pics may convince Will that he has to truly put Elektra behind him. For good. No more trying to fix things. No more hoping for a reunion. He sees her smiling with another guy and he just gives up. The visual evidence is too much for him to handle. So Will makes a huge decision. He goes to Dylan, and Will might tell Dylan that he wants to see where things could go between them, giving it a real try, moving forward without looking back. And it looks like he could perhaps take her to bed soon. A passionate encounter is looming because Will is hurt and Dylan is right there. She is waiting. She is comforting him. And the physical temptation is taking over. They are going to cross that line. And once they do, it is going to be nearly impossible to undo the damage. Because Dylan is holding this massive secret while she takes him to bed. The guilt must be eating her alive. But she is doing it anyway. Then we have to talk about Daphne Rose and Carter Walton. The newlyweds, they're trying to build a life together, and they will undress with each other as they hit the sheets, carving out some time for romance in the bedroom. They are hoping to make a baby this time. They really want to start a family. Carter has wanted this for so long, but something tells us some infertility problems could be standing in their way. It is not happening as fast as they wanted. It is frustrating. It is emotionally draining. And it puts a lot of pressure on a new marriage. Trying and failing to conceive is just a heartbreaking storyline. And on top of that heavy burden, Daphne is still sitting on the secret of Ivy's manipulation. She knows everything. She saw Ivy snatch the letter. She knows Ivy is ruining Will and Elektra's lives, but she is keeping quiet because Ivy threatened her. But could she divulge the news to her husband soon? Daphne is struggling. She is carrying the weight of the infertility fears and the weight of this toxic secret. Will Carter realize his wife is brooding later? Will he sense that something is deeply wrong? Carter is smart. He is intuitive. He loves his wife and he pays attention to her. So Carter will probably push Daphne to be honest about what is up. He will ask her why she is so stressed, why she is brooding. And Carter is a good guy, a highly moral guy. If he finds out what Ivy did, he will not stand for it. He will insist that Will and Elektra deserve the truth. And that could blow Ivy's whole scheme wide open. Daphne is a ticking time bomb right now. She wants a baby. She wants a happy marriage. But she is harboring a secret that could destroy her peace of mind. And Carter is the kind of man who demands honesty, So that collision is coming. It is inevitable. And then, oh man, we have to talk about the Cliff House. Deacon Sharp and Taylor Hayes. This is just a disaster waiting to happen. But they do not care. They won't be able to resist temptation anymore. Steffi warned them. Steffi threatened to ban Taylor from the family if she kept seeing Deacon. But the attraction is just too powerful. They ignore all the red flags. They ignore the threats, and they land in the bedroom. They start heating things up, stripped down and ready for passion. Deacon is telling her he fought it, but nothing is going to keep them apart. They are completely lost in the moment, blind to the danger. And the danger is walking right up to the front door. Sheila Sharp, Deacon's wife, the most dangerous woman in Los Angeles. Sheila will come over with flowers, a bouquet of gratitude for Taylor, because Sheila thinks Taylor helped save her marriage. The irony is just sickening. It really is. Sheila stands outside the door. She is hoping for a conversation with Taylor, but the door is locked. So she is peeking in, calling out, looking through the window, and B released a preview video that makes it seem like Sheila is going to learn Deacon is cheating on her right then and there. Looking through the glass and seeing her husband in bed with her supposed friend. But we all know how these soap promos work. Fans have been tricked by preview videos like that before. So many times, editing is tricky. They show a shocked face and then cut to something else. Maybe Deacon scrambles and hides under the bed. Maybe he hides in the bathroom like a coward. Maybe Taylor throws on a robe and answers the door looking flushed and panicked. We have to wonder if Sheila truly makes this discovery or if Deacon and Taylor will just have a close call for now. It could just be a massive tease to get us all watching. A classic bait and switch. But wait, here is the kicker. CDL says Sheila will learn the truth this week. That is a huge spoiler. If Sheila actually finds out the truth right now, oh boy, the fallout is going to be nuclear. Sheila isn't dumb. She is calculating. If she plays it smart, she could end up taking everything. She could take Il Giardino. She could take all of Deacon's business assets because she is his wife, or maybe she won't play it smart. Maybe she will just go completely crazy and seek physical revenge. The drama is about to go down in a major way. Explosive conflict is an understatement. Just think about the panic in that bedroom. Deacon hearing his wife's voice while he's in bed with another woman. The sheer terror. He knows what Sheila is capable of. He knows she has shot people for less. And Taylor knows it too. Taylor was shot by Sheila. So the fear in that room must be suffocating. And yet they put themselves in this position. They chose to play with fire. And now they are going to get burned. I am just typing this and my heart is racing a little bit because the anxiety of that scene is going to be off the charts. It is top tier soap opera drama. And let's circle back to Dylan for a second because her character arc right now is fascinating. She is not evil. I really don't think she is evil. She is just a survivor, a tired, worn out survivor who finally sees a soft place to land. And that soft place is Will Spencer. She knows it is built on a lie. She knows Ivy is the architect of that lie. But Dylan is just closing her eyes and pretending it is fine. It is such a flawed human reaction. You want to scream at her to tell the truth. But you also remember she was literally begging for a job not long ago. The fear of poverty makes people do terrible things. And Ivy, good grief, Ivy. She is sitting in her office at Forrester Creations feeling like a god. She played her cards perfectly. She got the letter. She planted the necklace. She pushed RJ. She threatened Dylan. She manipulated every single piece on the board. And now she gets to watch Elektra swim in the pool with RJ and post selfies. Ivy probably saw those selfies and just smiled. A cold, calculating smile because she won. She defeated Will Spencer without him even knowing he was in a war. It is brilliant, but it is so deeply toxic. And Will is just a victim in all of this. He thinks his girlfriend dumped him and moved on with a forester. He thinks his heart is broken naturally. He has no idea it was an assassination. So he turns to Dylan. He is seeking comfort, seeking a rebound, and he is going to take her to bed. He is going to give her his body and maybe his heart because he thinks he has nothing left to lose. It is tragic. It is a Greek tragedy playing out in Los Angeles, and I am here for every single second of it. But the real wild card is Daphne, because Daphne has a conscience. Dylan is suppressing hers for survival. Ivy doesn't have one, but Daphne does. Daphne knows right from wrong. And she is married to Carter, a man who practically breathes integrity. Carter will not let Daphne sit in a dark room brooding without finding out why. He will push her. He will gently but firmly demand the truth. And when Daphne finally cracks, when she finally breaks down and tells Carter what Ivy did, the explosion is going to rock Forrester Creations to its foundation. Carter might march right into the CEO office and tell Steffi, or he might go straight to Will. And if Will finds out before he sleeps with Dylan, or worse, if Will finds out right after he sleeps with Dylan, the betrayal will be magnified 1,000 times. He will realize the woman in his bed knew the whole time. He will realize his grief was manufactured. The anger Will is going to feel will be legendary. He is already fighting with his dad, Bill Spencer. He is already tense with RJ. If he finds out Ivy and Dylan played him like a fiddle, Will Spencer might just burn the whole building down. Figuratively speaking, of course, but the rage will be real. So my eyes are literally crossing right now as I look at the word count. But there is just so much happening. The pacing of this week is relentless. Monday through Friday is just going to be hit after hit. The selfies online, the bedroom encounters, the locked doors,